1:35 a.m. October 4th, 2021. I have some very important information I want to share here that I just found out after putting two and two together concerning a possible earthquake to occur somewhere in the region of extreme northwest Africa. And if you go by what I found out, then it should be somewhere in the range of, say, 6.0 to even 6.5, less or even more than that. I'm not here to explain exactly why this seems very likely, but I'm going to explain a little bit of it and maybe do another video going into more detail. The reason why this is so important is because if you see the world map, you'll see that not very far away are the Canary Islands, almost on the same longitude as each other and pretty close to the same latitude. Now, I'll even narrow it down from what I found out to say that this could take place sometime around the early morning hours, Eastern time. I'll put it in Eastern time. The early morning hours of Tuesday morning sometime, or earlier or later. So let's just call it Tuesday. Now, this has been scientifically proven through studies, and I'm not going to go into the video I just saw, but an extensive study was done, and what it was had to do with what's called the antipode effect of an earthquake in the world, on the globe. What this simply means, and Dutch Sense talks about this and goes by this, is that if there's an earthquake on one location on the globe, it goes to the exact opposite spot on the earth. The energy flows right through the earth, and there should be an earthquake within 3 days of that happening. Now, there was a major earthquake in Vanuatu, if that's how you pronounce it, Vanuatu, which is located somewhere off the coast of northeastern Australia and the New Zealand area out in the ocean. Now, the general place that this earthquake could take place in North Africa, Northwest, as I just mentioned, is in a place called Mauritania, if that's how you pronounce it. And pretty much the concise point that it showed was Kiffa, the city of Kiffa in Mauritania. Again, extreme north west part, very upper part of Africa there. And then the Canary Islands are to the north within range, right on the ocean there. All right, I'm not saying this is going to happen, and I'm saying I'm here to just explain that what I found out, and this has been scientifically proven. And again, even Dutch Sense said this with that earthquake and the antipode, that it would extend up in the general region of the Canary Islands to affect that region. So there's another, let's call it 24 to 36 to 48 hour watch time to see if anything transpires with this. Now, this video I saw, which was very interesting, explaining all this and how to calculate earthquakes on the other side of the globe through this antipode map calculator. So in other words, if I come back to do it, or I'll put the link up, I don't know. But anyway, if you put the location of Vanuatu, or two, however you pronounce it, Vanuatu, I'm sorry. If you put the cursor or the spot right on that location, you come up with what I just said in that exact town, Kiffa, Mauritania. It's late, and I'm just coming on here to, I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's insignificant right now. Basically you know what I'm talking about from those names, though I botched it up. Now, the one example this man gave on that video explaining this was an earthquake of 6.5, and then he explained that that should produce an earthquake on the exact opposite or antipode place on the Earth of 5.0 or higher. So I'm just taking a wild guess since that earthquake in Vanuatu, I guess that's how you say it, since it was 7.2, I'm just taking a guess that if a quake occurs on the antipode, as I said, in that location, according to that calculator, that it should be in the 6.0 range approximately, or it could be higher. Let's say it could be 6.2 or I don't know. And again, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just telling you what I just learned, and I wanted to, be on here to say that, to explain this. Now, I also should say that it was mentioned that a quake can occur within 30 degrees of the opposite place on the globe. So 30 degrees within that spot I mentioned in Kiffa, northwest extreme Africa. I tried to look and calculate it as I could. It seems like the Canary Islands are well within that radius, well within that. I don't know, maybe not, but it seems like it. So again, I might be wrong on what I just said about that being within range or not, and nothing might happen, but it's likely, according to studies, that there will be, a quake. It's usually occurs within 72 hours of the quake on the opposite side of the globe. So once more, that would put the timing of this possible occurrence within 3 days of when the Vanuatu, I don't know how you say it, earthquake occurred this past Saturday, October 2nd at 2:29 a.m. Eastern Time, or 6:29 a.m. UTC time, since there's approximately a 4-hour ahead difference. It's later 4 hours in Africa and extreme Western Europe, Spain, the Canary Islands. So there's a 4-hour difference. It's 4 hours earlier here. Just like if you live on the East Coast and it's 6 p.m., well, it's 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, it's 3 p.m. Pacific Time. I forget if I mentioned this, but to the north of that spot in Africa, and right near the Canary Islands is a fault line, an extending fault line heading from there, that basically comes from, I guess, the east, heading west toward down near right by the Canary Islands. So that's appears to be the nearest fault line in that area. And again, just because I mentioned that spot of the antipode, a quake of sizable nature close to the one on the other side that originated it, as the energy flowed through the antipode to the antipode on the other side of the Earth. It doesn't have to be exactly there. It could occur from the studies, again, within 30 degrees of that antipode location. So again, the Canaries are within that range, so there could be an earthquake right up there, or at the antipode, or to the south of that, or to the west or east of that, but in that general vicinity. And then there's the major fault line to the north, not that far away as the crow flies, from the Canary Islands, which is a major fault line, but the one that goes through the Canaries would be the one to absorb energy in the event of an earthquake, that would occur in that area. That would be absorb that energy first. So this is not a prediction, but it's something I just learned, and if this is accurate, and it seems like it is, it's been proven over and over again, not only with Dutch sense, but by the scientific studies. I don't know if it was a university, or I'll have to go check, but it was a very reputable source that they did testing and studying, and that's what they came up with as a general rule of thumb of what would happen, how it would happen, within what range and of area, and nearly the magnitude that can be expected. Okay, so I want to close here by saying that really for the past maybe 2 or 3 days here, I've been having a very heavy, sorrowful feeling when it comes to what's going on with that volcano. And I expressed what I feel, could be ready to happen. I don't feel could be, but I'm not going to, go out on the limb here. But, I can't take the time here to explain, as you probably already know, the developments going on with that Cumbre Vieja earthquake now, and it's deteriorating. But anyway, my point is I've been feeling very sorrowful just in my gut, like something big is going on, is going to go down really very shortly here. And then I came across this information tonight, and it sort of, brings it all together, solidifies these feelings I've been having the past few days, 2 or 3 days here. And, I've just been sensing that there was going to be a big quake very shortly. And now this seems to really, give credence to it. Not just speculation. This has been proven, studied. And, of course, I hope nothing happens. And it might not. But it's just been, it happens over and over that this is what takes place. Again, as energy from one point on the Earth travels right through the Earth to the antipode, or exact opposite point of the Earth. And that's where this 7.2 or 7.3 quake off of Australia and New Zealand, that apparently is where it is heading right at this moment. And if that's accurate, it would reach that region, the general vicinity, it's late, I'm sorry, sometime in the early morning hours of Tuesday. What's the date? That would be Tuesday, October 5th. Again, I'm not predicting anything. I'm just going by what I heard, and that would be the, crunching the numbers, and that's what it would come out to. Before I go, let's see if I could try to properly pronounce the two names. All right, let's try it again. Mauritania, I think that's easy. I think that's what it is. Mauritania in Africa. And I'll give it a shot again. Vanuatu. And with this volcano, there seems to be just as much what seems to be unwarranted complacency, as much as it's been alleged unwarranted hype or overvigilance, and unsubstantiated warnings and sounding an alarm, by those who just think that that's just a bunch of hype and over exaggeration. I don't know. I don't think it is. So, and that's why I'm here. And again, deep inside, I've been feeling this. I think this is, I believe it's going to happen shortly here. I also believe that this very much seems that it could be tied in with the timing of the rapture. So, again, I'm just here saying what I heard. I didn't really, go beyond that. So I just wanted to get this out there right this second. And then maybe I could come back and explain, the studies and that video I saw. And again, this is not just, a bunch of theory. It's not theory. And if something does pop off, I'm sure Dutch Sense will be right there, covering the situation. But again, according to these studies, this is what could be expected, within 24 hours from now, give or take, a certain amount of time. Even if something like that happened and there was a sizable earthquake at La Palma, it doesn't, necessarily mean, the results could be threatening to to the world or cause a landslide. But we don't know. Again, if something does happen, a lot of people feel like there's going to be a big earthquake very shortly here, and I've been one of them. So again, if something happens, it doesn't necessarily mean, could be, pretty catastrophic and increase the problems and destruction and so on over there. But it doesn't necessarily mean, there would be a split or a fault or breaking off of the land. But it's possible, and it could happen at a later time, even if a sizable quake hit in the meantime. But all the signs I've seen, things that have happened to me, that I've seen, I believe we're being warned. God has been warning us. But I believe we're going to be raptured. So that's my expectation to take place regardless. I do feel kind of leery putting this video up, but I felt I needed to. And so later in the day, I have to get some sleep, but maybe in the afternoon I could put together another video and go into all this even more, especially because of the time when this could take place, which would be into tomorrow night, into the morning hours, into the day, Tuesday. So, all right, stay tuned, and maybe I'll be back to continue this train of thought. God bless.